As you're looking at it, take us through this moment.
I think this is what people do when they go to the Louvre. As they look at the Mona Lisa.
Talk your chump. Talk that talk, champ.
But isn't this like, to me, you know what I'm gonna give props where I heard it, Wojo. I heard him say it. The fact that that represents loud and proud. To me, that represents Detroit. To me, that represents what we are in Michigan and around about it's right and wrong accountability, and just to have, this isn't about me. I'm a big part of this, but you see how everybody's, even on their team, like everybody's all in, being, you know how it is that that's what you needed and what this game meant, right? Because in hindsight, right, I'm sitting here with 4 cups and winning the cup right after that, but
light flex,
popping cal,
light flex.
Well, that's, yeah,
it's the truth.
But it's just facts. But the fact is also too that this moment galvanized not only the team but a fan base, a city, because this was us being proud and yes, but like we talked about on Big D Energy earlier today, the gravitas of having to win the game also. So
which you did.
This is everybody stepping up. You know it was iconic to just and I swear to God, I just went in my head right now. The fact that the same guys that were on the ice for the overtime goal were the same guys in the middle of all this, right?
Nice. Yeah, look at that. Nice.
Look at that. Wow. And Claude Fagatti was on the ice at that point.
Oh, dude, which was awesome. Wasn't that cool? Cool to hear him.
Yep. We were just talking about that.
And here's the one thing, and you know this, B, is that even like Claude Lemieux and what you say about it when he sat down and talked to us and went from his side, the genuineness, right? It was genuine that he was knocked out and he didn't remember playing the other 2 periods, and thank God.
Looking at this picture, we were talking about it earlier, and you're looking at Brendan coming to your back. He's ready. He's actually looking ahead of you. Because he's looking at oncoming traffic. See, he's doing what he's supposed to do. You see Vernon in the back. What I never paid attention to and just now is, who's 52 again coming from behind?
Adam Foote.
All right. Look,
bastard.
He's not looking to charge Brendan. He's not looking to charge you. He's not looking to charge whatever Red Wings around. He's looking at Claude Lemieux, who's the brute of the Avalanche, on the ground in a fetal position. And you know what he's saying? O-S-H-I-T, we're F.
No, you're right.
Because if you see your stud on the ground, it's like
Goliath.
Yeah, they whooped his ass.
Once Goliath go down, it's over.
That's the look in his eyes. His look is like, I know that ain't Claude Lemieux on the ground. We don't have a shot.
Foote was one of their toughest guys.
Well, yes, and to prelude this after where Larionov started it, and Shanny broke me free because Foote grabbed me first, right? But think about this too, and this is why. Bringing it up in different things. There's a couple points is that Neil brought it up, is that Forsberg didn't return to the game, right? He was concussed even though he played the end of it. Patrick Waugh's shoulder was never the same since going high in the air and stuff like that. Like this moment and this game just was I call it Red Wing D-Day or, whatever you want to call it. It's
sweet revenge.
Narrative. It is sweet revenge. Payback. I ended the show today. Just remember, payback's a bitch and karma is real.
Yeah,
that's right. It's just
but,
in the form of the
you know what? Also, too, and I always point this out. You can't really see it as much, but if you ever get pull up the picture. No, right here. This is called the rage vein, like the
rage vein,
the indentation, because you can only make that when you're in a
pissed,
rage. No, like not pissed, like beyond.
So when you're seeing red,
yeah, like beyond.
I don't know. When I was 14 and first learned how to do some things, I had that same vein.
Then you've been mad, but then you've been like mad.
Yeah,
that's
you
bad
get a headache after.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Unfortunately, we all know that.
Yeah. Are there any small stories or any, like hidden stories from this game, from this moment that, we don't talk about because we focus so much on the main points? Because, this is the main point. But there's some small stories from this fight, from this scuffle, from this night.
Well, I think the whole game, everybody, and the young guys, like the big thing, Jamie Pusher starts the game out and fights. They're one of the toughest guys in the league at the time, and their heavyweight Brent Severin right away. I know Aaron Ward fought him later on, but guys are ready to answer the bell, and had to do it smartly because we had to win the game also, right? So I think that the one caveat that you'll see is if you're playing through the game or you get to the end, and this is like looking back, but Scotty Bowman at the end of the game after I scored the goal just sort of jumps down from his haunch and he double taps the bench a couple times, and to me, looking back, not understanding at the time, but now you know what it meant is that he got us. This is like the moment where he saw what this will mean to our team. Like he almost like knew what was coming.
One thing we haven't mentioned at all today during this and reliving the fight, this part is very nice, but I think we've neglected to mention the part where you drag him over the boards and knee him in the face.
Oh, well first.
Which I not done.
We haven't mentioned it because I think everyone's concussed here. But I think the knee to the face and the boards is the thing that put him over the top.
You know what? You can actually do a pull.
Way to go, Stick.
Here, we'll do a pull because I was trying
Throw
to.
this up, Pete.
I am.
This fist, this hand, right? Because right here in the moment, and I don't know, you got to remember, there's a goaltender coming to smoke me that he's going to intercept and he's going to fight. But I'm trying to take my fist and put it through his skull and rip his heart out through his nasal passage, right? But I'm not even done. So what do? Right, and I tell everybody the story as everything's going on, and I'm frustrated, and we've been there, and I just look up at the bench, and I just. Boom, see Drapes. And I'm like, all right. And I took him by the head, and I call it the Bulldog wrestling, and I smashed his face. And I tell her, boom, it blew up on the Comerica Bank sign. How do I know this? Because I signed it for the president. And he hung it over his desk. He's a golf buddy of mine, Mark Gregory at the time.
I got to see this.
Dude, we'll watch the video.
Okay.
And then, right, I wasn't done. But when you watched, and the unrivaled ESPN documentary has the best shot of it, and before I saw it, I would never admit to kneeing him in the head. Right? I absolutely reared back and hit him so hard that to this day, if you run into Claude Lemieux, look at his forehead, and you will see a freaking welt. Why? Because karma is real, and it reminds him every day not to be stupid.
And it matches Drape's scar.
Oh
my God. Isn't that how that works?
Hey, Mac, how about the referees in this game?
Oh.
They let you do what you did, and they left you in the damn game.
They knew what time.
I mean, come on, man. That, to me, that's the best. That's the best officiating I've ever seen in all of sports.
Let the kids
was
play.
that.
Let the kids
Dan
play.
Shackey, the linesman, God rest his soul, and Paul Dvorsky.
Oh, Dvorsky.
I got 4 minutes for roughing. He had plausible deniability because when I went to knee him, he turned his head. Didn't see it. Wouldn't kick me out. And, you know, the thing I think what made his life a little more difficult was that I scored the overtime.
Yes.
Minute, right? So Slay the Dragon got the girl.
Should have had 10 minutes of game this Congo.
And remember, you got to slay the dragon first or else you can get fire up your ass. No sense in saving the girl running away and getting fire up your ass.
I think it's one of those things where as much as humble. Go ahead, PG. Have something?
No, I like that. Slay the dragon, get the girl. Should be a T-shirt.
I think it's one of these things, Mac, man. And I say this from the bottom of my heart. We're gonna look back years later and realize that we worked with you. You know, realize that we had a chance to be in the studio with you. Realize that right now you're breathing on my shoulder. You know what I'm saying? And it's gonna be amazing, bro. I just love you.
I love you too, brother.
Everything that you got, you deserve. Like even now, as people give you flowers, even now you're still humble about it. Like I was just doing my job. I was just a guy. Bullshit, you were just a guy. Hey. You were the guy. Just don't ever forget.
Well, it's, you know, at the end of the day, it's just like, and today's day and age or whatever, there's talkers and sometimes more talkers than doers. Just never forget that I'm a doer. So if I say I'm going to do something, I have to because I can't go against the fabric of my being.
Mac,
so that's good and bad.
What did Scotty say to you, and what did you guys do after this game?
You know what, Maz? Nothing needed to be said. Yeah. You know what I mean? It was one of those things at all the greatest moments. They don't need words. They just don't need words. But you just knew. I knew how proud. Like, it was almost validation to whatever maybe indiscretions that I might have, or maybe that I would
got
do.
a free pass.
But the
Past
fact that
differences.
he always, but remember, I came in when he came in. He gave me my shot. If anybody believed in me as much as I believed in myself, it was him. So it was more of a proud dad moment,
Yes.
right? And that's all. He never had to say anything to me. Right, the greatest thing Scotty Bowman ever said was when he retired. And he said I was his second favorite right winger to play for him next to Guy Lafleur. I'm not bad.
Yes.
Right, so I got
Wow.
that. Yeah, so right, Maz, I got
Yes.
that going for me.
Which is
But it was always being. You can appreciate that. There's just certain coaches that, and it wasn't about. But you knew the approvals. They didn't have to say anything. You just walk by, and maybe they'd pass you by a little slower. Or maybe you'd get that nod or that whatever
That
like
double
this.
look.
Yeah.
The look back.
The double look.
I was
right?
like that with Lloyd. Like it took Lloyd, it took me years to get there. So Coach Carter, it wasn't my freshman year, it
100%.
wasn't my second year, it wasn't my third. It was by my fourth year, and even then, it was at the end where like you see a little bit, and you're like, oh shoot, that's it. Yeah, that's the move. While you're here, we're gonna wait and do this, the top 10 type of day. But since it involves you, it involves fights. Why don't we throw these YD Mackey's here? Take a look at some of these fights. So in honor of your scrap with Claude Lemieux, wasn't really a scrap. You kicked as you know what. I put up some of the best fights of my life, or most memorable, as well as a couple more recent, just to get the younger guys.
Ones that you've been in, or
Well, if you
No, not me.
Oh,
okay.
okay.
Well, if you want
I do those off the top of them, you know.
like
I like-
after
I like
Tonic
it.
nightclub,
November 11th, 97 was the rematch off the draw that everybody, sometimes they get them confused. But that one, we stood back and threw him. And I laced him with a few.
November 11th was.